Okay, I'd like to talk to you just a little bit about more complex approaches that are chromatic. This is kind of a sequel to my last video about simple chromatic approaches to chords, particularly useful for walking bass lines, but you can also use the ideas when you're playing a lead line. So today we are going to talk about not just a single chromatic approach, but a double chromatic approach. And reminder, a chromatic means moving by half steps, or on the guitar, it's really easy. We're laid out by half steps. Every fret is a half step. So that is a chromatic scale. If you go from 1E on this string all the way up to the 12th fret, E, that's a chromatic scale. And you can do a chromatic scale from any of the notes there. Just go moving by half steps or one fret at a time. So a single chromatic approach, like we learned, was taking our C chord, there's our root of our C chord, and approaching it from the half step below. Bum, bum. Or you could approach it from the half step above and go down. It's not quite as powerful that way, but it is an approach. So a double chromatic approach involves two half steps, approaching the note from maybe a C from two half steps below. So here's C, so here's one half step, two half steps. So I'm going to approach the C chord from two half steps below, and I'm going to play both half steps on the way. So it's going to look like this. I'm saying so a whole lot, sorry, apologize. So we're going along here, and we want to approach the C. Here we go. You might recognize that from the Oak Ridge Boys, Elvira. I bet they used it in there. There we go. And it has two notes in the ascent to the root. The root note happens on the downbeat or the one. So if we back up 2 beats in the group of 4 beats, it's got to start on beat 3. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So there's a double chromatic approach to the C chord. The other chords in the key of C, F. I'm going to use this F. All right, so it's the same placement as the C chord. The root is on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. So we back up 1 fret, 2 frets, and we approach the F note of the chord from 2 frets below and climb up a half step or a chromatic step at a time. So here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah. Double chromatic approach. 3, 4, 1, 2. The other main primary chord of the key of C, we've got our 1, C, C, D, E, F, our 4 chord, and our 5 chord, G, F, C, D, E, F, G. So G is the other primary chord or the other major chord in the key of C. And look, hey, it's on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, so I can do the same shape of double chromatic approach. I back up 2 half steps, puts me on F down here, and I walk up F, F sharp, G. There's my double chromatic approach. Comes in on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. We are approaching each of those chords with 2 half steps from below. We could do the same thing we did before with a single chromatic approach. We could go above and come down if we wanted to. So here's C. If we were above C, here's C. 1, 2. That's actually a D. So we're going to drop down from D and get to the C here. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's an upper double chromatic approach. We're just going to add adjectives here. Here's my F. Same idea. 1, 2. There's from F, we're up to the G on the D string here. So we're going to walk down G, F sharp, F. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. So that's an upper chromatic approach. That's double. G is the same shape in this key. So here we are. G and 2 half steps above takes us to the A. We're going to walk down by half steps. Yeah. So there's the key of C. We also talked about the key of G. That's a popular key for guitar. G is, we've already got that one down. We've already got the G, A, B, C. We've already got the 4 chord down too, because we covered those 2 chords in the key of C. The one we don't have, G, A, B, C, D, we don't have the D chord. All right? So here's my D. Well, it's an open string like we talked about before in the previous video. And I'll try to link that in, not the comments, but in the about or more area. So D, I can't go any lower because I have the nut here, and I can't go below that. So I have to go to the lower string, the A string, and find the D to find my double chromatic approach. So we know from learning to tune our guitars, hopefully you know this, the D is found on the 5th fret of the A string, or the 5th fret of the 5th string. There's my D. It matches the 4th string open. So to do my double chromatic approach, I go from here down a fret. There's 1, and then there's 2. I'm going to my C. Look at that. Okay. And I'm going to walk up. But instead of playing the 5th fret, I'm just going to play the open string D. So bum, bum, bum. I use that open string to get me time to make the shape of the D chord. Yeah. So those are all the chords in G. Then we could progress around the circle of fifths to the next key would be the key of D. That we've already covered the D chord. Let's count up: D, E, F sharp, G. Hey, we've already covered the G chord, so we've got the 1 and the 4 chord already taken care of. So G, the next chord is the 5 chord or the A chord. So we would need to figure out the A. Well, it matches the idea that we just did with the D string. It's just on the A string. A string is open. That's our A chord here. Not play it. You may play it like that, all lined up, or on these fingers all lined up. I don't like that fingering very good. It's a little too bunchy for me. So I play it with my index finger in the middle of the chord. Get a better tone, in my humble opinion. There's my A. So to find the A where I can do a double chromatic approach, I have to go to the 6th string E and find the A. So my A happens to be, if we learn the tuning lesson, on the 5th fret of the 6th string. There's my A, and it matches the A 5th string. Hopefully, if you got your guitar tuned right. So I'm backing up from here. A half step, there's a single chromatic approach. My double, that takes me down to G. I'm going to walk from G, G sharp to A. But instead of hitting this 5th fret, I'm going to play the open A string. So G, F sharp, A. That gives me time to finger my A chord here. By playing that open A string. G, G sharp, A. So there's the A chord in the key of D. So we have a D, a G, and an A. We could continue going, but I think you probably have the idea. What we need to know, the essential knowledge you need to know, is where the root of your chord is. For every chord, every open chord or a bar chord, it doesn't matter. You need to know what the root of the chord is. It's the name of the chord. You just have to be able to find it on the neck. So learning where they are on the neck is important. And then your half steps, your chromatic approaches, easy enough to find. So I hope this helps. Plan on doing a few of these and maybe continuing. I appreciate everybody watching that has watched, and I will continue.